Hey everybody, it's Icy. And in today's live, I'm going to be talking about ways for you to ensure the security and privacy of your Zoom meeting. Now, whether you're a global corporation that needs to maintain business continuity, a local government agency that's working to keep your community functioning, a school teacher who's educating students remotely, or a friend that wants to host a happy hour, a yoga session, or even a dance party while social distancing. We're all managing through unique challenges brought about upon by this global health crisis. So during this time of isolation, many of us are turning to Zoom to stay connected. But Zoom, just like all of us, was taken by surprise by the coronavirus. And while this disease has isolated all of us, it has brought Zoom to the forefront as our go-to source to connect with the outside of your home's world. And as a result, Zoom has had to make many updates, some of which I'm going to highlight right now in this live. One example Zoom has worked on was the issue of Zoom bombing. That's when you can also refer to that as party crashers. Zoom has also updated its privacy policy to be clearer and more transparent around what data it's collecting and how that data is used. So in this live, I'm going to give you an overview of some of the latest enhancements to ensure the security and privacy of Zoom. Now, first off, the Zoombombers. Like most other public forums, it's possible to have a person who may or may not have been invited to disrupt an event that's meant to bring people together. And here are some tips on the best way to prevent this from happening while hosting your Zoom event. First, when you share your meeting link on social media or some other public forum, that makes your event extremely public. Anyone with the link can join your meeting. So avoid using your personal meeting ID to host public events. Your personal meeting ID is basically one continuous meeting, and you don't want random people crashing your personal virtual space after the party's over. Secondly, familiarize yourself with Zoom's settings and features so you understand how to protect your virtual space when you need to. For example, the waiting room is an unbelievably helpful feature for hosts to control who comes and who goes, and I'll be addressing that more later on in this live. All right, so how do you implement these features into your Zoom meeting? Well, the first thing you need to do is manage your screen sharing. In other words, don't give up control of your screen. You don't want random people in your public event taking control of the screen and sharing unwanted content with the group. The way you can restrict this, whether it's before the meeting or during the meeting, is located in the host control bar. This will make it so that you're the only one who can screen share. To prevent participants from screen sharing during a call, using the host controls at the bottom, click the arrow next to Screen Share, and then click Advanced Sharing Options. Under Who Can Share, choose Only Host, and then close the window. You can also lock the screen share by default for all your meetings in your web settings. Another feature is to manage your participants. Now, there are several ways to do this. Allow only signed-in users to join. So if someone tries to join your event and isn't logged into Zoom with the email that they were provided with, they will receive this message from Zoom. It'll say, this meeting is for authorized attendees only. Click sign in to join to sign into Zoom with an email address authorized for joining this meeting. And this is useful if you want to control your guest list and invite only those you want at your event. Another thing, lock the meeting. Just like it's always smart to lock your front door, even when you're home inside the house, it's also smart to lock a Zoom meeting that's already started, so no new participants can join, even if they have the meeting ID and password if you've decided to use a password. Now, to do this, in the meeting, click Participants at the bottom of your Zoom window. And in the Participants pop-up, click the button that says Lock Meeting. Another way, set up your own two-factor authentication. Now, you don't have to share the actual meeting link. Generate a random meeting ID when scheduling your event and require a password to join. Then you can share that meeting ID in an email, but only send the password to join via your direct messaging. Another thing, remove unwanted or disruptive participants. Again, from the participants menu, you can mouse over a participant's name and several options are going to appear, including the word remove. Click that to kick someone out of the meeting. Now, if you want to allow remove participants to rejoin, when you do remove someone, they can't rejoin the meeting, but you can toggle your settings to allow remove participants to rejoin just in case you booted the wrong person. All right, another thing, put someone on hold. You can put everyone else on hold and the attendees' video and audio connections will be disabled momentarily. Click on someone's video thumbnail and select Start Attendee on Hold to activate this feature. Then click Take Off Hold in the participants list when you're ready to have them back. Another thing, disable video. Hosts can turn someone's video off. This will allow the host to block unwanted, distracting, or inappropriate gestures on the video for that time that your friend's inside pocket is the star of the show. You can also mute participants. Hosts can mute or unmute individual participants or all of them at once. Hosts can also block unwanted, distracting, or inappropriate noise from other participants. You can also enable mute upon entry in your settings to keep the clamor at bay in large meetings. Turn off file transfer. In-meeting file transfer allows people to share files through the in-meeting chat. Toggle this off to keep the chat from getting bombarded with unsolicited pictures or GIFs or memes or any other content that you don't want. Also, you can turn off annotation. You and your attendees can doodle and mark up content together using annotations during screen share, where you can disable the annotation feature in your Zoom settings to prevent people from writing all over the screens. Also, disable private chat. Zoom has in-meeting chat for everyone or participants can message each other privately. Restrict participants' ability to chat amongst one another while your event is going on and cut back on distractions. This is really a good way to prevent anyone from getting unwanted messages during the meeting. Now, earlier I mentioned waiting rooms. One of the best ways to use Zoom for public events is to enable the waiting room feature. And just like it sounds, the waiting room is a virtual staging area that stops your guests from joining until you're ready to let them in. It's almost like the velvet rope outside a nightclub, with you as the bouncer carefully monitoring who gets in. Meeting hosts can customize waiting room settings for additional control, and you can even personalize the message people see when they hit the waiting room so they know that they're in the right spot. The message is really a great spot to post also any rules or guidelines for your event, like who it's intended for. So Zoom is a great way to stay connected right now in these trying times, and I hope that the tips that I've provided will help you continue to host amazing events using its platform. I'm Icy. Take care, everyone. Stay safe